Hey, this is Ariano. Just want to just to look, just want to encourage you, and even myself. Sometimes we wonder. Make a long story short, the cross is a declaration of God's love. Never forget that. We can never forget that. Does God really love me? Why am I going through this? No, the cross shows that God does love us. He hasn't stopped. He will not stop. And also that he's for us. The cross is a is it a mark in the sand? No, it's a well, it's the surefire guarantee. It's the one thing that expresses the true extent of God's love for us. And if he's willing to do that, then surely he'll do other stuff too, which is much less than that. It says that in the book of Romans, I believe it's chapter 8, he who did not spare his own son, and it says, but gave him up, will he along with him give us all things? And I think there's a much more in there. I'd have to look it up. Right now my hands are tied because I'm holding this electronic device. But anyways, but check it out. Yeah. So he who did not spare his own son, but gave him up, will he not much more? Blah, blah, blah. It's kind of some verbiage there. But basically it's like, look at what he did. Won't he? It's like, look at the extent of what he did. Won't he? Won't he do the rest too? It's kind of like that. And and so for us as believers, we know and believe the love that God has for us. And because of that, we go forward. Now, for us, our hope is not here. And I know that's what messes me up when I think of, wow, people may be mistreating me or my circumstances aren't what they're supposed to be. No, my hope is in the glory of God. My hope is in the future. And that dictates how I act right now. But my hope and my heart are in the future, or they're in, when I say the future, I really mean in heavenly places with Christ, because, well, because that's where, I mean, that's where my heart, because, and that's why it goes into the future, because the heavenly things are going to become earthly realities, but they're sort of seeping into the earthly reality now. God's favor, God's goodness, you kind of see glimpses of it now, but it's going to get full blown, you know, in the future when Jesus comes back. And that's where our hope is. This whole salvation thing is not a now, it's a now thing, but it's for a future hope. And so we have rejoiced now because what has been secured for us in the future. And we encourage each other now, and we strengthen each other now because of the inheritance that we have now that we will have full possession of in the future. So look, I just want to encourage you, again, God loves you. He loves us. There is nothing that God loves us. And for us, the challenge is to continue to believe. Continue to believe his love. Continue to believe that he's for you. Doesn't matter what the circumstances. Circumstances change. They go up, they go down. But we don't have to rise and fall with the circumstances. We have to dig in when the circumstances cause us to dig in. Hey, that's what Jesus did when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was digging in. Father, not my will, but your will. Lord, let this cup pass from me. But you know what? Not my will, but your will. And he was digging in. Jesus had to dig in when it got tough. We need to dig in. We have to dig in. But know that he's our shelter. He's our secret place. We can always hide in him. We can always be safe. We can always be comforted in him. All right, my friend. Well, I just wanted to encourage you. God loves you. His position towards you has not changed. The cross is a declaration of his unchanging position towards you and I. His love never fails. All right, be blessed. You are blessed.